Hello everyone! From the previous videos, we discussed the different factors to consider in strategic planning. Now, imagine yourself as one of the leaders who will do strategic planning for your institution. How can you ensure that planning will be a success? So we are going to talk about reveal rumbles, ensuring successful planning outcome from the management of distance learning systems. In strategic planning, mission and vision comes first before any further steps. Someone said, do we really need to follow the mission and vision? What is mission anyway? It relates to concepts such as quality, customer service, integrity, openness, equal opportunities, attitudes towards people, employees, the environment, profit, and more. Now, mission is translated into vision by you, who shows what you think are the most important issues and values in the real world. From the mission and vision, you will develop long-term plans through environmental scans, SWOT analysis, and business portfolio techniques. Now, back to someone's question. Do we really need to follow the mission and vision? You heard SWOT analysis earlier. What is SWOT? Well, take no sweat because SWOT means strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You will use environmental scans, SWOT analysis, and business portfolio techniques to look for factors such as broad academic developments, new market opportunities, opportunities and threats posed by possible government legislation, new technologies, broad competitor threats, opportunities to improve the competitive performance of the institution, and opportunities to be derived from collaboration. From those factors, you will develop a strategic plan. Now, your strategic plan should be converted to a financial plan based on projections. Because things are not free in this world, unlike Earth 838 where food is free. Now, in doing strategic planning, it is suggested that you need to treat it as a centralized process to identify synergies across organizational boundaries. After all, your strategic planning process, a blueprint will be the outcome. You will use this blueprint to take action on changes. Wait, someone said here, blueprints rarely work in real life. Sounds too pessimistic, but yeah, sure. In fact, if you remember environmental scans, SWOT analysis, and business portfolio techniques, from these techniques, so many variables will arise and will affect planning. Here are some of the variables affecting planning. The first 5 variables are demographic trends, market size, market growth rates, market diversity, competitive structure. The next 5 variables are political trends, government legislation and initiatives, technological trends, developments in media and communications, attitudes of business to training and education. The last 4 variables are employment prospects for students, environmental and cultural factors, cost, and relationship of these factors to institutional strengths. Wow, that's a lot. No kind of blueprint can certainly account for all of this. Certainly not in this universe. Well, in strategic planning, you cannot forecast all of these. And if you can, information is incomplete, biased, or inaccurate. No amount of long-term planning can possibly predict the future. Pandemic, who can possibly predict that? This is because opportunities are not available or the changes do not happen as you do strategic planning. Okay? Now, opportunities arise and changes happen anytime after planning. Well, you certainly hope that you know the 14,605 outcomes like Doctor Strange. And another point, all these factors are volatile. And some institutions do not really use their strategic plans in dealing with problems and opportunities that arise after planning. Now, someone is asking, if they are not used, why are strategic plans prepared? Well, they said that strategic plans are prepared to increase the comfort level of your managers and the confidence of your government that your institution is managed well. So, there it is. You do strategic planning because it makes you feel good. To be fair, you and your institution cannot know the future. What you know is that you are starting from here, the present, and the change is inevitable. Going back to the original question, how can you ensure that planning will be a success? Since you cannot know the future. Now, there are suggested things that you should do for a successful strategic planning. First, you need to define the area of operation. You need to define the market, technologies, and methods that you will use. Then, define the set of values. You need to define the attitudes, beliefs, ideology, and culture of your institution. Then define the direction of the institution in terms of clarity, continuity, and coherence. Clarity is the combination of quality, service levels, and price being delivered. Continuity is backing key activities with resources and determining to succeed in core activities. Coherence is not moving in a large number of mutually contradictory directions. Lastly, continually test the area of operation, direction, and values by experimenting with new markets, new technologies, new methods, and small-scale investment. So in experimenting, there are 3 scenarios for you. If the risk is too high, do not experiment. If it succeeds, then that will shape your future and the future of your institution. If it fails, scrap it and try something else. Now, changes and opportunities that happen and arise around your institution are usually small, unlike the pandemic that is so big. You need to detect these changes and let the boss of the boss feel them and then push for changes within your institution. Well, in reality, strategic plans are not oracles that predict everything in the future. Having said that, is there anything to be gained from strategic planning?